How to decode contents of a batch file with Chinese characters. I have a batch file with a load of Chinese characters inside as below. When I run it, the file gets deleted. Any idea how to decode what the content is and what it is doing? Some of the text. It's been a batch file on the server since a third party installed it, but they have now gone bust and we're trying to suss out just what is going on. When we run file against it, we get it doesn't translate to anything, so it may not actually be Chinese, but that's due to my ignorance more than anything else. I also tried using icons, but the file remains the same. When I run strings on it, I get some readable stuff back. In a hex editor I get the following, and whilst it's a little more readable, it still looks like gibberish.
The file actually has regular ASCII text, or Windows 125X. It only looks a little like UTF-16 containing some Chinese characters, due to some carefully chosen bytes at the very beginning that are able to trick file and other charset detection software. Your screenshot shows that the file begins with FFFA, which is U plus FF byte order mark in UTF-16 But I store your example as UTF-16 and then ask my text editor to directly interpret those bytes as ASCII or Windows 1252, not convert but literally open the file as CP1252, just like your hex editor did. Then I get a regular Windows CMD batch script. Generally, the same bytes can be read in several ways. For example, the 2 bytes, 2C31, mean the character if read as UTF-16 or the characters, 1 if read as ASCII. For example, you see a lot in your editor because it's actually a column 2,1, part of a batch variable expansion. This gibberish is a standard batch file, only somewhat obfuscated. You're looking at lots of %variable column start, length %variable expansions, specific characters from the %public %variable are reassembled into %r%, and then specific characters of that variable are used to build up commands. However, for example, clearly means reged q \environment/f/v. After building up most of %r% by guessing superscript 1, and removing a lot of extraneous escape characters, the result is the first thing it does is very suspicious. After checking whether it has administrator rights using net1 session, it adds the whole C:\drive to Windows Defender's exclusion list. In the else case, it probably tries to elevate itself through Task Scheduler, as a way of bypassing UAC. Based on the initial snippet, this might be able to deobfuscate the rest. Superscript 1. I did this on Linux and didn't realize that %public % is actually a default variable that exists on all Windows systems.
Judging by the existing text that I can see, I think that this is a CTF challenge by John Hammond, this URL. I'm pretty sure John made the challenge off of a virus sample, so it is either that you have John's CTF on your server for some reason, harmless, or you have the original sample on your server, possibly harmful. The virus does a UAC, user account control, bypass using the task scheduler UAC bypass method. I'm now basing this off of John's CTF. It then disables all Windows Defender. It then will write a base 64 encoded x2, C:\mo. So in total, this batch file will get admin, disable Defender, then write the payload to start up adding persistence, then decode the payload and run it. I would highly suggest not running this.